an accent?
Today on the show,
Ellen Page walks among the undead.
It's not a family, it's a sickness.
you weigh in on your Oscar nomination snubs.
And we meet UnREAL's new bachelorette.
I've arrived.
It's Thursday, March 1st, and this is the IMDb show.
So Tim, UnREAL has just returned for its third season. Are you as pumped as I am?
I wouldn't say as pumped, but I'm pumped, and I know you love The Bachelor, so I'm not surprised you also love a show that's basically a scripted version of what goes on behind the scenes.
Wait, what makes you think I'm a fan of The Bachelor? Is it this giant trophy I won in my Bachelor Fantasy League? It's Rachel's season.
Yeah, that was a clue. Well, UnREAL has a new Bachelorette in its show within the show, and she's the very intriguing Caitlin FitzGerald.
She doesn't have a trophy.
My name is Caitlin FitzGerald. You might know me from Masters of Sex, upcoming UnREAL, and Sweetbitter. My first IMDb credit, I think, is for Law & Order SVU. I played twins who'd moved to New York to become models, and one of them got involved in an exotic animal smuggling ring, as you do. My most underrated credit, I think it's probably for a show called Rectify that was on the Sundance Channel. I think not enough people know it, and it's about a man named Daniel Holden who is released from solitary confinement after 20 years, and about his re-entry into the small southern town. It's beautiful Southern Gothic poetry, I think. The job that I continue to have people come up to me about all the time is one of my first films, It's Complicated by Nancy Meyers.
Harley! I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to spit on you.
Who did you just see? And I think it's an incredible movie, but it will not die. And I don't ever want it to be clear.
See? Too much.
Okay, good note.
When you arrive on set, what's the first thing that you do? Well, I'm a real morning person, so I greet everyone really cheerfully and ask for a gigantic cup of coffee. Could you tell I was being sarcastic?
Yes.
Today's guest is known for brilliantly creating complex yet relatable characters. From Hard Candy to Juno and Inception, she's now starring in a fresh take on zombies in The Cured, Ellen Page.
You have the choice not to eat people.
Well, there's the thing. We're not the only killers. We're just the ones being reminded of it.
I want you to stay away from me.
Welcome to the IMDb show.
Thanks for having me.
The word fresh and zombies don't often get used together in a sentence, but I can use it with The Cured. Tell me how this movie switches up the zombie genre.
Well, I think it, switches it up first when it takes place. It's like the zombie movie after the zombie movie you're used to seeing. It involves a part of the infected being cured, and they're sort of introducing the infected back into society. And those who've been infected by this virus, remember what they've done and have that remorse and have that grief, which they're trying to deal with while a lot of society is, of course, rejecting their presence.
Your sister-in-law has agreed to take you in.
Smile, Killian. Are you one of the cured?
Yeah.
What would Ellen Page do in this situation? These are important questions.
Totally.
To ask.
I mean, one, I would really love to think I would be able to bring in a loved one, but I think a part of why these movies are compelling for people, this genre, or, the post-apocalyptic genre, is because we do question what ethical and moral compromises would we make.
All I've done is try to help people.
It's not just for the power, then?
The Oscars are here. You were nominated 2008 for your performance in Juno.
Yeah.
I would like to know, what does it feel like to be an Oscar nominee?
I just am so lucky that I got to play that part,
No. There it is. That little pink plus sign is so unholy.
Getting that opportunity and that alone was so special. I had such a great time making that film, and that, of course, was such a lovely thing to happen. And needless to say, it changes your career.
I don't really know what kind of girl I am.
Then you flip over to Inception, and you have genius mastermind Christopher Nolan. Preparing for that role when you're dealing with such kind of heavy imagination, is that more difficult to prep for?
It can be, for sure. I think one of the awesome things about working with Chris, so much of what he does is so tangible. I think I was in front of a green screen twice. There really was a train in downtown LA. So and then in terms of those other parts, I think you imagine what it would be like if this was a reality. And that's fascinating to me, and what our dreams and what is happening when we're sleeping.
Something, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, Alan, stay exactly where you are. We've got some fan questions coming from Twitter. But first, the Oscars are this weekend. And even with 9 films nominated for Best Picture, some of you had favorites that you felt got snubbed.
You want to do the big one for the Best Picture?
Well, I think we should both do it. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
The Disaster Artist.
A Disaster Artist.
The Disaster Artist.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
No!
Star Wars The Last Jedi. Girls Trip. The Bond, it was a great message and it was really funny.
So let's go.
Wind River should have been nominated because it was a pretty badass movie. Oh, wait, can I cuss or no?
That's not something you get to talk about.
I think that casting John Bonet.
Do you know who killed John Bonet Ramsey?
It was a really interesting experiment in documentary.
Marshall. Great cast, great story. Enjoyed every bit of it.
Don't any of you have any confidence in me?
Mother. I mean, there's a lot of good things I like about that movie. Jennifer Lawrence killed it.
It's just never enough.
Coco. I love The Day of the Dead, and the music part of it is my element. I love music.
Anything to declare?
I cried like 17 times.
Baby Driver.
Definitely Baby Driver.
I'm in, baby.
It was a unique take on heist movies.
I didn't actually see it, but my son, George, says it's fantastic, and I trust his judgment.
You tell him, baby.
So Ellen, I saw your movie The Cured last night. Absolutely loved it. We have a game we're gonna play now. Are you okay? Your zombie movie is called The Cured. There was also a fantastically gothy 80s English rock band called The Cure. So in this game, Tim and I are going to name a title, and you're going to tell us if it's the title of a zombie movie or a Cure song.
Okay.
All right, Just Like Heaven.
Cure song.
Correct.
Night of the Comet.
Oh, God. A zombie movie?
Zombie movie.
Okay.
Came out in '84. The original working title for it was Teenage Mutant Horror Comet Zombies.
I'll be taking requests from all you teenage comet zombies.
The Funeral Party.
Oof. Zombie movie?
Actually a Cure song.
Oh, okay.
Warm Bodies.
Zombie movie?
Yeah, 2013. It was based on kind of a Romeo and Juliet story.
Cemetery Man.
The Cure.
Incorrect.
Oh, fuck. It sounds like a song. I'm a cemetery man. Yeah.
The next one, Blood Flowers.
Oh, God. Zombie movie.
No, Cure song.
I did so badly.
3 out of 6.
I'm gonna think about this for 2 weeks of anxiety and stress.
Stress and anxiety feels like a perfect opportunity to move along to social media questions.
Oh, yes.
Ellen, we have culled them from Twitter, from your fans. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Laureen L asks, you played very interesting, complex, and/or multifaceted characters. Which role was the most challenging for you, and why?
I mean, that's just hard because so many roles can be challenging for different reasons where, the subject matter could be true and really difficult. It could be like a movie like Super, and that character was so extreme.
You're supposed to kill him!
I'm just learning. You have to teach me these things.
This question's from Crystal Monday 80. Since you're currently working on Umbrella Academy, what attracted you to do this project and a TV show in general?
Well, a TV show in general just seemed exciting for me, the idea of getting to be with a character for so long and have that degree of an arc, of a whole season or hopefully more, of course. And then in terms of the Umbrella Academy, just loved the material, loved the script, loved the pilot. We just finished the first episode and I'm really excited about it.
Okay, guys, I think it's time for the watch list.
So Ellen, out of all the movies you've done in your career, what do you think is the most underexposed film that should be added to people's watch list?
Like one I like here is special to me that no one saw.
Not no one saw, I'm assuming friends turned up.
Of course, yeah, my mom watched it.
One, it's not bad.
Well, there's a lot of Canadian independent movies that I made, and those are really special to me because they were also really, formative for me. So one called Will Be Wonderful that I shot in Nova Scotia when I was 16.
Some things are about love, but you wouldn't understand that.
Another one called The Tracy Fragments.
We've got a crisis here!
Everything's a crisis! We have to find him.
Kerry, what's on your watch list?
I mean, Juno was, one of my favorite movies in college, and Diablo Cody is one of my favorite writers, so I'm telling people to rewatch Juno.
God, at school, everyone's just grabbing my belly all the time. It's crazy, but I'm a legend, They call me the cautionary whale.
And also to watch Young Adult, because that is also one of my other favorites that Diablo Cody wrote.
Come on, I told you you can't write in the...
ever, bookman.
What about you, Tim? What are you watching?
I'm gonna go for Hard Candy.
You thought since we've been chatting for 3 weeks that you knew everything about me?
I love this film. It's a great watch because of its ongoing uneasiness and tension throughout the film. But if you've already seen Hard Candy, which was directed by David Slade, and want something in a similar vein, you probably want to check out Metalhead. It was the gripping season 4 episode of Black Mirror that Slade directed. And if you're in the mood for the truly dark and twisted, there's always Darren Aronofsky's ballet thriller, Black Swan. Ellen, thank you so much for being here on the IMDb show. Congratulations on The Cured, which is out now.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Before we go, head on over to imdb.com/show where you can rate the show and watch all of our previous episodes. And as we close the show, we're going to roll the best parts of this week's trailers into one great trailer.
By the time you guys grow up, there won't be one book left.
Maya comes from a long line of dim-witted individuals.
It is?
It is. Do I look like an idiot to you?
Sometimes.
Irene.
Actually, most of the time.
I brought something to take care of y'all.
Oh my God, that's Molly?
You guys are down to clown, because I could take about 4 of those right now.
Damn it, I gotta cut back on the sugar. It's my one true vice.
We wouldn't be here if you hadn't let Guilfoyle and me waste so much time.
Your inability to stop us from sucking is a failure of leadership.
Okay, I see you're still in that place. I'm gonna leave you to your process. They can wait till Monday.